I mean, look, like this just hasn't been working for a while. I know, like, if you're honest with yourself, like you know it too. You know it. Sorry. I'm breaking up with my single issues. Welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks, and I think we need to talk. We got to talk because I got a bit of an update here. So, as you guys know, we just recently moved into a new space. I'm in a new studio, and something that I realized really quickly, like as soon as we closed on the house, I was like, it's time to move all these books. And I realized something's gotta go. There are some things with me that cannot live in this house. And unfortunately, it's my collection of single issue comics. So I'm going to be breaking up with my single issues. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but like, they just can't live here. They're going to live in storage. And we got to talk about some changes that I'm going to be making in this year and for the, I don't know, foreseeable future about how I interact with single issue comic books because I just can't do it anymore. So pardon me for a second. Let me put some of these back. And, I did a video a while back, funny enough, about like why I still buy single issue comics. And, I buy single issue comics every week. Here's a sampling of this is my indie comic box, my current indie comic box. But here are a few books that I grabbed just in the last couple of weeks since the move that I can catch up on. We got The Moon is Following Us. I got Lilo and Stitch here. Got a Johnny Quest book. So every week for the last 5 years, a little bit more than that actually, I've been going to the comic shop and buying single issue comics. Every week there's a new issue of Batman or Spider-Man or, insert title here. And you guys know, because you watch this channel, every week I run down all the books that I'm buying. I try my best to stay under a certain budget limit. And then I go to the shop and I buy those books. And I try to read them as quickly as I can. I review them for you guys. And then the cycle starts over the next week. Because every Monday the pull list comes out and every Wednesday new comics hit the shelves. And to be honest with you, I love the arrangement. I love buying single issues. I love like just the storytelling. Like there's nothing like getting the quick 5 to 10 minute high that comes with reading a comic book, seeing some cool action, seeing some high stakes adventure, and then ending that issue on a cliffhanger. And it's like, oh man, what's going to happen in 2 weeks or what's going to happen in next month's issue? I love that whole process. And to be fair, I don't really want that to go anywhere. But some of the things that I don't like about single issue comics, one, so many titles come out every single week. I'm going to the comic shop and I'm buying 10 to 15 books every week. And 10 weeks later, a whole short box is full of books and I got to find somewhere to put them. And God forbid, if I don't get to read them all, then I try to keep them out and they become a whole big mess all over my house. I don't know. We don't really have to go through all the pros and cons of single issue comic books. Here's the rundown. I'm still going to buy single issue comic books every single week, but I'm going to be scaling down how many I buy. So right now, the format of the pull list is I just buy all the books that I'm interested in until I hit my $50 budget maximum. And let's be real, there are plenty of times where I go over that $50 budget maximum. But I buy all the books I want until I hit that $50 limit. And I never really think about the time it's going to take to read all these books. And so I feel like my budget first approach, while it's great for, keeping you guys in line and being conscious of spending and being conscious of like what I'm buying, what I'm not, I need to be factoring in my time a bit more. And so we're going to rework the pull list. I don't know if this video is going to come out before or after that rework. So I'm going to save the exact format for the pull list video. But while I'm still going to like kind of keep you guys aware of what my budget is and what I'm spending, I'm going to stop trying to fit as many books as I can into the budget and think more about the quality of the books that I'm reading. And so my pull list is going to more reflect like the must-have books in a given week. And to fill the gaps, I'm going to be relying a lot more on like digital comics, like people like Global Comics, for example. A digital comics reading app. They have most of the indie books that come out in a given week. Sometimes they're day and date digital with the print release. Other times you got to wait a few weeks, but let's face it, I'm usually behind on, on reading anyway, so it doesn't matter if there's a delay. But I could buy an annual pass for $60 and read all the indies I want, basically. So that's an option. I'll read a bunch of more books digitally between Marvel Unlimited or DC Infinite or even Hoopla. There's a lot of books that come out every week that you don't have to own physically in order to read and enjoy. So I'm going to rely on some more digital comics apps and stuff like that. But also, I'm going to be focusing a lot more time and attention this year on collected editions. Because the other elephant in the room, we're having a baby. And one of the worst things for your single issue comic collection is probably a little baby crawling around. Babies grab everything and they've got that like infant grip. Like they just grab stuff and hold it tight. I've only ever lost one comic issue to a baby. But Squeak, my 3-year-old, definitely destroyed my issue of Robin number 10 by Joshua Williamson. And it's a casualty that I continue to mourn till this very day. But with that coming, knowing there's going to be a lot of like sleepless nights and a crying baby and all these things going on, it's like, am I really going to make it to the comic shop every single week to buy these books? Probably not. And what I don't want to do is leave my comic shop, shout out to Fight or Flight Comics, on the hook for all these books on my pull list that I'm taking weeks to get to, taking up space in the boxes and all that stuff. So I'm going to be paring down my pull list, reading more collected editions. I'll be pre-ordering a lot more collected editions with the budget savings, and hopefully reviewing a lot more collected editions, because quite honestly, I enjoy sitting with a good trade paperback. You know, they're portable. I feel less bad about beating them up. And so I can be reading a trade paperback all around the house instead of being super precious with my single issues and only reading them in this office. So between the iPad and the trade paperbacks and some hardcovers, I'll be able to get a lot more reading in, even in less time. But the other big elephant in the room is I'm not keeping my single issue collection at my house. All that big wall of short boxes that used to live in my comic room is now going to live in a storage facility like 20 minutes away from my house. And that means that the single issues that I do buy can't live here long term. I'm going to keep maybe 3 short boxes, one for indie books, one for DC books, one for Marvel books. And as those short boxes get full, I'm going to drive them to storage and start all over again. And eventually, you know, because storage space isn't unlimited, I'm going to start selling off the older comics. Like I'll start curating my collection, because as it stands, I own every single comic that I've purchased for the last 5 years. And some of those are duds. Some of those are books that I grabbed on eBay or on live shows because I was just a little bit too eager. And a lot of them are books that I looked at once, put in a box, and never see them again. It's not really, for me, the greatest way to interact with your collection. I know a lot of people love just being able to say I have 1 million books. I'm not one of those people. I want to enjoy my stuff. You see, I like to keep my things around me, the things that bring me joy and fulfillment. So I'm going to keep doing that. Some of those books are going to be single issues. Like you can even see I got some books in comic capsules right now that just mean a lot to me. Signed books or books from creators that I've met and enjoy the company of and stuff like that. But by and large, in 2025, I'm going to try my best to let go of this single issue addiction. That's what it is, an addiction. But not to worry. I'm still going to be going to my LCS every week or as often as I can, with this baby running around. And I'm still going to be kind of telling you the best of what's coming out every week. So no worries. My content's not changing. It's just my buying and collecting habits that are. But I wanted to be transparent with you guys about it because, well, you're my homies. So let me know, how do you manage your collection of single issues? Are they all in like these BCW boxes? Do you do the art boxes? And where do they live? Because I guess I do have the option to put a bunch of single issues in my garage, but that scares me. That option scares me, if I'm completely honest. What if bugs live there? I'd hate for my collection to be eaten by worms or something. Not saying there's worms in my garage. It's a brand new garage. But still, you never know. Anyway, we can talk about that in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in another video soon. Until then, stay safe, stay awesome, and read something dope today. Peace.